I'm Charlotte Thompson, and I'm here to discuss Chapter 14, pages 415 through 421, Obsessive Relational Intrusion, also known as ORI. ORI is any unwanted behaviors that invade someone's privacy for the purpose of trying to get close to someone. These behaviors can range from anything that is just merely annoying to stalking to aggressive behavior. Stalking is repeated and unwanted contact that is threatening and or fear-provoking. There are three types of relational intrusion. Hyper-intimacy, which is sending repeated and unwanted messages of interest and affection, surveillance and harassment, and aggression. Reasons people use obsessive relational intrusion behavior. There are 5 concepts. Goal linking. You think that you won't be happy unless you're with this someone. Like you stop your career choices, like your life could actually be really good, but you refuse to see that you are happy because you're not with this person. Self-efficacy, which is you think you're going to get what you want and they're just playing hard to get. Like example, you've already asked them out and they said no. You just think that maybe you should give them more attention and eventually they'll say yes. And then there's affective flooding. You just have a range of emotions. Every time you think of this person, your emotions could range from anger, jealousy, love, everything you can think of when you think of a person. And this is what keeps you from being able to move on and go to the next person. Then we have rumination. Rumination is when they have a shift Rumination is when you can't stop thinking about somebody. You just keep playing it over and over in your head, which also goes all the way back to affective flooding, which leads to more emotion, and therefore you still can't let go of this person. Next, we get to rationalization. This is the situation where it's almost like you're leading somebody on, like you're keeping them on the hook. I'm sure we've all done this at some point. It's like somebody asks you out and you say, oh, you're great, I just can't be with you right now. Oh, I would totally go out with you, but I'm just trying to get my life together. I'm really busy. So eventually you're not necessarily telling them no, but you are. And in your way, you might think that maybe you're just being nice and letting them down easy. In their mind, they think that you're just leading them on. So you're kind of just saying, not today, but for sure tomorrow. There's an episode of How I Met Your Mother where they discuss this and they all have somebody on the hook. And so they get this cute little baby pig to try to practice telling them no, just straight up no, so they can move on with their life. Next is a shift in motivation. This is when people realize that they're never going to get what they want, and so now they're angry. So now they want to do other things to show you. Because if they can't love you, they're going to hate you. And oftentimes they lead to terrorizing your life. This goes on for usually around 2 years, and there's not much you can do about it. It can be little things like hacking into your account, and it can be major things like breaking into your house, trashing it, trashing your car, making false claims, reports. This can go on and on. Next, we have couples violence. There are situations where possibly you've been in a relationship and you broke up. One person can't accept it. If they can't be with you, no one can. There are other types of violence, common couple violences. There are 2 general patterns in couple violences. Repeated, which is physical aggression that happens every time you get into a fight. Sometimes it can be as little as just a push, but sometimes it can be really bad and you could end up in the hospital. Then there are other fights where it's an isolated incident and it only happens once in a while. So you kind of stay around, but it's not a one-time only thing. Next, we have intimate terrorism. This is probably the worst of the violences. It happens pretty much every day. And this person controls what you eat, what you wear, who you talk to, everything. And the worst part about this one is that it can be very violent, and it can be subtle little things such as words, but then they'll switch to become Prince Charming. And so that's kind of what keeps people staying. They don't leave. It's not obvious that it's bad for them, because one moment it's a nightmare, and then the next moment he's Prince Charming. It's really hard to figure it out mentally what to do. Finally, we come to the engagement prompt. So as much as I would love to know if any of you have been stalked or you are a stalker, I kept it a little more simple. Have you ever been guilty of feeding into someone's rationalization? You can find it on page 417, keeping them on the hook. If not, tell me about a movie or a television show that is a great example of this. Also, I don't know if you're going to read what it says in here. These are actually famous Indian actors. So that concludes my presentation. Thank you all for watching.